Hi there, welcome back to Sending Ravens. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good as can be expected, considering it feels a little bit like the calm before the storm. Is anybody else feeling that? Like it feels like a lot of people that call themselves red-pilled, you know who you are, most of my viewers, we're all just waiting for some kind of validation and or proof that what we've been seeing and what we believe is happening in the world with the shutdown, the pandemic, or we call it, with all the situations coming out about huge corporations being involved with child crimes against children, trafficking humans, and more and more coming out, like the Canadian I don't know, I think it's called the We Foundation, I'm not sure, but like huge things going on. And I'll talk about that in depth another time when I learn more about that. But those two brothers that were involved in that huge sort of world charity where they call it a charity, where they go in and supposedly rescue children from work houses and situations, sweat houses and whatever. Now, apparently they're being looked into for a lot of reasons, financially, but as well, underneath that story, there's the story of them being connected to child trafficking. So apparently all over the world, things are, and people are being discovered to be trafficking children. It's like an epidemic. It's like unbelievable. And it's all just coming out. And in fact, I think in the next year, we're going to be shocked at who's involved. Some of the things that I'm reading about, I don't think we're even ready to talk about them yet. I think things have to fall into place and we have to just wait and see how things pan out. So it feels like, for that reason, the calm before the storm. I think the next 6 months is going to be crucial. Well, I know it is. And it's going to be incredibly frustrating in some ways, but also fascinating, scary, intense. Yeah. What like everybody's gearing up for another supposed even worse lockdown, and we've already discovered that we are clearly being completely manipulated with numbers. So many YouTubers and truthers and truth seekers have pointed out, and even people in, the health professions have come out and are all being completely repressed right now. Instagram's taking people's Instagrams down or shadowing them and saying they're false information. Like, how do they know? Instagram's like genius at figuring out what's false and what's true. Seriously? So it just shows you, whenever you see that, what's going on, it just tells you who's involved in somehow in all the things that are going on. For them to want to shadow ban and bury stories from credible health peoples in the health industry, all those doctors and nurses that came out in that big group recently about cures and with their own personal experiences of curing their patients with rather simple, really age-old, 65-year-old medications, things like that. But it's all being, it's taken off the shelves, even though it's been around for 65 years. No, we gotta do it, the WHO way. Yeah. So that just tells you right there how truly stupid they think we are, and how truly corrupt the entire system is. Like, everybody really, I thought a year ago was a good person, has flipped in my mind on, and it's been proven that they're not. So it's like, oh my goodness. So, and I've been sort of an aware being, or I thought I was, for a long time, but there's obviously people who've known way more than I have, certainly for years and years. But I can imagine if you're just hearing about this stuff, how frightening and sort of ridiculous it seems to some of you. But we do need to prepare ourselves, because I believe in the next 6 months, it's all going to really, or not all of it. They say only 20% will really know. But even if 20% of what we're seeing, on channels like mine, what we're seeing, even at 20% would help people a lot to know that. I hope a lot more truth is revealed, but in the mainstream, they're saying likely it'll only be about 20%, but that'll help anyway, because right now, 0%, and in fact, they're reporting the exact opposite of what's actually happening. Like these deep fake videos of people, like, Tom Hanks and his wife on their boat in Greece, total fake when you look at the pictures, total fake. It's like, come on, you guys, how stupid do you think we are? Right? These fake videos of supposedly Harry or Meghan. Excuse me. Whew, losing my voice talking too much. Okay, so what I want to do, because it's the calm before the storm, we're going to have a look around and just see what do we need to hear to get through this part as we go forward, as things reveal themselves. What do we need to hear? Trying to put the cards so everybody can see them. You might have to make your screen bigger there just to get the visuals here. So the 10 of Wands, is representing us. Well, we have been through a lot. The 10 of Wands is like you're burdened. You have so much on your plate. And really, since 2020 began, it's been like that. It's like just so much information has come out. And even if it wasn't mainstream, it's pouring out. And so many people are coming forward. It's almost like the world couldn't contain the secrets anymore. And the deep, dark state underbelly showed its true colors. And, truth that's just been right under our noses and in plain sight just couldn't stay hidden anymore. Likely astrological, right? Astrology plays a big role. So astrologers chime in, because I know a few things that might have made that happen, but it's just so obvious that something's going on astrologically that created this phenomenon right now. It's the time that it's supposed to all be revealed. So we've got this 10, this is us, so we're 10 of Wands, we're burdened, and it's hard to put our masks on. It's hard to it's warm in a lot of places in the world and we're needing to wear masks. It's hard to put up with governments telling us foolish and stupid things that are actually contrary to good health. Wearing a mask around contrary to good health, things like that. It's hard to swallow that kind of information when we know the percentage of actual deaths literally from this pandemic are much lower than they're heaping on. What's been discovered is they're just anyone who dies of anything, and if they can possibly say it was the C word virus, that's what they're going to say. It's so many things have come forward, and I know people are going to tell me stories. Well, they knew so and so and so and so, but I'm telling you, look at the actual numbers. Go watch Jason Goodman. Forget his friend. He's got a friend on there. I think his name's John Cullen. Yeah, those two really break it down. And the one fellow, he looks at charts that are literally anybody can get their hands on, and he helps us read them. And they're literally lumping all flu deaths in with the C virus deaths. So it's very, very fishy, deeply fishy. So don't be fooled, okay? Yeah, now we've got this 8. So this is us. So it's like that is like the calm before the storm. The 8 of Swords. So everybody's like, nobody knows what to do. Like we're stuck. We're stuck having to wear these masks, or we believe we are. I mean, unless everybody said we're not. But so many people are, you know, kind of sheep-like, and they're not about to do that yet. So many people are adhering to and, you know, reiterating foolish things that, you know, people are saying in the mainstream media, and I hear that all the time on Facebook and everything. Like my Facebook, I've cleaned off my page, so thinned out, because I'm just not tolerating that kind of stupidity. If you're really not red-pilled, or at least want to be red-pilled, you really can't. I'm not going to talk to you. I know that sounds nasty, but it's getting really, it's brutal. It's too frustrating. I can't talk to closed-minded people who can't even open their eyes a little bit. Clearly, everybody's getting truly messed over. Anyway, so here we've got this 8 of Swords. So with the 8 of Swords, so stuck, and a lot of people are stuck and feeling like we are stuck wearing those masks. We don't know what's going to happen in the fall. Will our kids go back to school? All of those scary things. Now we've got this 4 of Wands in the middle. So there's something going on in the middle here within the next 4, that could be weeks even, within the next 4 weeks. And we're coming from this very kind and friendly card. So these are very interesting. We feel burdened and stuck, but something's going on in the background that's actually going to free us more than we're freed now. So that's interesting. Like we're not seeing it. I'm not literally, like I feel rumblings of it, and a lot of people talk about it, and there's supposed to be this awakening, and people are waking up for sure. And, you know, speaking more about this and going off mainstream. So that's good. All of that's good. Okay. But this is interesting. Something's going on in the background that we don't know or we don't see. We're not privy to it yet. And that is what the calm before the storm feels like. Okay. So in the very near future, we've got the Emperor. So something will come out with that Emperor. We will get, in about the next even 4 weeks, they'll start shutting everything down again, it looks like. And then 3 weeks into that, it feels like something else comes along. And I got this actually on the Tarot by Janine channel, I think it was, or was it the last time I did the Sending Ravens? Could have been the last time I did the Sending Ravens, actually, on the subject. Something happens that feels like a breakthrough. And it sort of takes everybody's attention away from these. So governments are going to try to get really heavy-handed with us again. Not that they haven't already. They're definitely doing that. But something happens that really creates people to take their mind off of that. And even it's almost like it takes us in a completely different direction here. So I'm thinking 4 weeks from now, really big push towards lockdown again. And we all know the agenda. They've been working on it. And then all of a sudden, I feel like something comes along that takes us right off of that agenda, almost like takes our attention completely somewhere else. So what we want to ask again, and we did look at this a little bit, and we got the Wheel of Fortune. And when the Wheel of Fortune comes up in a reading, you don't get to know, you just know it won't be what you expect. So let's see if the universe is ready to tell us yet. What is that? So 4 weeks from now puts us right around school starts. School started for a lot of people. And then 3 weeks into that, so yeah, you can expect them to do the big heavy lockdown or really try or push or put a bunch of rules in place and make it very difficult. But then 3 weeks into that, it looked like, or shortly into that, something else seems to come along and completely take us in a different direction, where the pandemic sort of fear goes totally side-railed, almost like, it's almost like the other thing is so far-fetched or fascinating that it takes us completely over here. So we don't even pay attention to the silly lockdown situation. They don't even talk about it, almost like they drop it. So let's see what that is. Because at this point, we know it's a big agenda, right? So see if the universe is ready to tell us what the heck that thing is. Oh my goodness, like, because we need a heads up. I know I do. Okay, so we've got the star and the knight. Put them up here so everybody can see. The star and the Knight of Pentacles. The star and the Knight and the Six. Something looks like it's revealed to us a small bit of something that's been going on in the background, because we've got this 10. It's been covered up, but it reveals itself. It just gives us a little glimpse at what's been talked about that's going on in the background, and it actually reveals so a little bit of that undercurrent spiritual silent media war that's been going on, sort of spiritual war, people calling it media war, black hats, white hats. Something reveals itself to the positive for humans, yay, right? So to the good of just the general population, and someone reveals themselves to be doing some good, which is really going to be good news, because I'm going to tell you, all we've been hearing is nonstop. Everybody from Disney to, go watch on Friday, watch Deep Dive Fridays with Ashley and Janine on Tarot by Janine, because we're going to look into Mother Teresa, okay, and see who that person really was, and what kind of shenanigans going on behind the scenes there. And do your homework in the meantime before you watch it, because there's all kinds of stuff that's been really around for years on that person. Most of what you hear about them are completely made up, and we're going to look into why they do things like that and prop these people up. But someone actually gets revealed to be a good person. Oh my God, right? That'll be a surprise. And it really helps. So something gets leaked out, it looks like maybe on purpose, and shows us what's been going on behind the scenes. So there's something good going to come out of all of this lockdown and things that have been going on. Almost like we get something revealed that going to make this worthwhile in the long run. And it has something to do with eventually our finances. So that's interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with this, the alleged money reset, where the money system goes to gold-backed, a completely different system, and eventually that is good for everybody. And look into why that might be. Wow. Yeah, it's like a reveal that's just a tiny bit, a tiny little, it's almost like seeing a little piece of somebody's slip, but it actually helps put things into perspective that we've been hearing about, but we've had no proof about. And it shows us a little bit of proof that in the background, something really good's going on. Like I'm hoping it has something to do with the tunnels and them being, children being saved. And because I know all over the world, there's all kinds of things coming out about almost every huge child, anything to do with children and gathering money for children. So what are they? Charities. So almost all of them are suspect. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, look into what's happening in Canada with those two brothers that did this, like they were plants apparently, and they did this thing called was it a We Charity? I can't remember. But that's apparently about to really just blow here in Canada, where a whole bunch of stuff's coming out about it. And it's interesting because the first things you hear is about money being misused, and really underneath all of these stories about money being misused in these charities is trafficking children. Like, they're all used for trafficking children. And so the mainstream doesn't even talk about that. If you can imagine. as if that isn't the story, the real story. They'll only get talked about if they're misusing and misappropriating funds. I find that really offensive. Our children are way more important. Thank you very much. But anyway, yeah, something's coming out here, and it feels like that's what takes us. It like wakes everybody up to what's really important. And I wonder if we'll just have less tolerance. I feel like we'll be like, we're more inclined to say no to any kind of further lockdowns. I feel like it makes us stronger to just go, no, that's not important. Some other things are way more important. That's kind of what it looks like here. There's things that get revealed, and we just, it helps us be brave enough to say no to the further lockdown. And it's almost like the wind gets taken out of the sails of the lockdown. My goodness, I